Today, I'm going to talk to you about 25 useful academic words that you can use for the IELTS, TOEFL, essays, reports, presentations. They're just good words to know. That's coming up. Welcome to today's lesson, which is all about helping you build and expand your vocabulary, because I'm going to talk to you about 25 useful academic words, and these are words that are taken from the academic word list, which is a list of the most commonly used academic words. Now, because they're so common, you may already be familiar with some of these words, and that's great. But it's really important to not only just know these words, but know how they're pronounced, as well as seeing how they're used in context, so it gives you a better sense of how to use these words correctly. So I'm going to try and do a few things for you. I'm going to give you the word, I'm going to show you how the word is phonetically pronounced, give you the part of speech, the meaning, as well as an example sentence. Now, these words are not in order of importance. I just put them in alphabetical order. And as we get through them, I'm going to give you a little tip about how you can build and expand your vocabulary. So let's begin. The first word that I have for you is achieve. And this word has two syllables, and the stress is on that second syllable. Achieve. To achieve is a verb, and it just means to bring to a successful end, to carry through, to accomplish something, to achieve something. We can use it in an example sentence and say, the company achieved its financial goal for the year. Next is acquisition, and this word has four syllables, and the stress is on that third syllable. Acquisition. Acquisition. Acquisition is a noun, and it means the act of gaining possession of something. Acquisition. The acquisition of land helped us protect the environment. Number 3 is administration. And administration has 5 syllables with the stress on that fourth syllable. Administration. Administration. This word is a noun, and it just means the management of any business, office, or organization. And they would all have an administration to make decisions and decide what that business, office, organization should be doing. The school administration makes the schedule for the final exams. Another great word is affect. And affect has 2 syllables, and the stress is on that second syllable. Affect. This is a verb, and to affect something means to have an influence on someone or something, or to produce a change in someone or something. That's what it means to affect someone or something. Researchers are studying how certain foods affect our health. Next is appropriate. Now, this word does have 2 meanings, and I'm going to give you both of them. Let's first start with the adjective appropriate. The word has 4 syllables, and the stress is on that second syllable, appropriate. Now, keep in mind that last syllable, which has that short I sound, appropriate. And if something is appropriate, then that means that it is suitable or fitting for a particular purpose, occasion, or event. It's appropriate. That outfit is not appropriate for a wedding. This word can also be a verb, to appropriate. It has 4 syllables. That stress is still on the second syllable, but the fourth syllable has that long A sound. Appropriate, to appropriate. And to appropriate means to kind of set apart, to authorize for some specific purpose or use. The government appropriated the money to build a new bridge. Number 6 is authority. And authority has 4 syllables, and the stress is on that second syllable. Authority. Authority. This word is a noun that has 2 slightly different meanings. The first one would be to have the moral or legal right or the ability to control something. You don't have the authority to make this deal. The next meaning, if someone is an authority, that means that they are an accepted source of information. They're reliable, it's accepted, they're an authority. She is the leading authority on health and fitness. Number 7, compensation. This word has 4 syllables and the stress is on that third syllable. Compensation. Compensation. I think many of us love this noun because it's talking about money that is paid to someone for their services, or maybe it was paid to somebody for loss or damage or some problem. And often it's used with the verb receive, to receive compensation. We received compensation from the insurance company. Next is consequences. This word has 4 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Now, it's often used as a plural noun because we're talking about consequences. And the meaning of consequences is the effect, result, or outcome from something that happened earlier, from something that happened before, and then there might be consequences. It's usually used in a negative context because it's often something that's not good. Consequences. At work, he suffered the consequences from staying out all night at the club. Number 9, data. This word has 2 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Data. For the pronunciation, you might also hear data. I think they're a little interchangeable. Most common, I believe, would be data. But again, I think you could use either one and people are going to understand you. This word is a noun and it's talking about facts, statistics, or individual items of information. Data. The data shows us that many people get their news from social media. Number 10, derived. This word has 2 syllables. The stress is on the second syllable. Derived. This is a verb that is often used in the past, and it means to obtain or receive from a source or origin. And it's often followed by the preposition from. Something is derived from something else. Wine is derived from grapes. Next, distinction. This word has 3 syllables. The stress is on that second syllable. Distinction. Distinction. This word is a noun that means recognizing or noting the difference, even between 2 things that appear to be fairly similar. And it's often used with certain adjectives. For example, there could be a clear distinction between 2 things, or you could have a remarkable distinction. There's a clear distinction between apples and oranges. Number 12, focus. The word has 2 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Focus. Focus. This is a noun that means the central point of attraction, attention, or activity. The focus. Protecting the environment is the primary focus of our presentation. Now that we're about halfway through, I want to give you a quick tip on how you can build and expand your vocabulary. I think it's very useful when you're learning new words to learn the other words in the word family. So for example, you might have the verb to cooperate. Learn the other words in the word family, like cooperative, which is the adjective, and cooperation, which is the noun. So learning word families, it's a great as well as an easy way to really expand your vocabulary. Number 13, framework. The word has 2 syllables and the stress is on the first syllable. Framework. Framework. This noun has 2 meanings. The first is a structure that is composed of parts that are joined or fitted together. So for example, you could design something, a building or a project, and it will have a framework. It also means a system of rules or ideas that is used to plan or decide something. And we might use this word with some common adjectives and say that there is a legal framework, or maybe a broad framework, or even a simple framework. And we can use it in an example sentence and say, there is a legal framework for our rule of law. Number 14, journal. It has 2 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Journal. The word is a noun that also has 2 meanings. The first is just a record of occurrences, experiences, or even observations. People might keep a journal. It can also be a periodical or magazine that's published for a specific group or even profession. Journal. We use the data from a scientific journal. Number 15, legislation. This has 4 syllables and the stress is on that third syllable. Legislation. Legislation. And legislation is a noun that means the act of making or enacting laws. And it's often used with the verb pass, to pass legislation, to make new laws. The government passed legislation to improve healthcare. Number 16, obtain. It has 2 syllables. The stress is on that second syllable, obtain. And the stress is on that second syllable because this is a verb, to obtain something. And this means to come into the possession of, to get, to acquire something, either by asking for it, buying it, working for it, or even making it, to obtain something. We obtain new information from an anonymous source. Number 17, participation. This word has 5 syllables. The stress is on that 4th syllable, participation. This is a noun that means that you are involved in or you are taking part in something. Organizing the event requires everyone's participation. Number 18, perceived. It has 2 syllables and the stress is on that second syllable, perceived. This is a verb that's often used in the past tense and it means to become aware of, to know, or identify something by using your senses. I perceived a strange object flying across the sky. Number 19, perspective. It has 3 syllables. The stress is on the second syllable, perspective. Perspective. And this noun simply means a particular way of considering or looking at something. And we often use it with certain adjectives. For example, someone might have a different perspective or they might have a unique perspective. Seeing the area from above gave us a unique perspective. Number 20, previous. This word has 3 syllables. The stress is on that first syllable. Previous. Previous. And this is an adjective that means coming or occurring before something else. My previous employer didn't give me much compensation. Number 21 is relevant. It has 3 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Relevant. Relevant. This is also an adjective that means connected with what is happening or being discussed. It's relevant. A person's education is relevant when applying for jobs. Number 22, sought. Has 1 syllable, that's it, sought. This is a verb and it is the past tense of seek, sought. And it means that you're trying to find or get something, especially that's not a physical object. We sought the advice from the new administration. Number 23, subsequent. It has 3 syllables and the stress is on the first syllable, subsequent. Subsequent. This is an adjective that means occurring or coming later. It's happening after something else. And keep in mind that it's often followed by the preposition to. Many homes were damaged subsequent to the storm. Number 24, survey. This word has 2 syllables. And depending on whether it's the noun or the verb, it's going to change the syllable stress. If talking about the noun, the stress is on the first syllable, survey. And this is an examination of opinions, behaviors made by asking people questions. The survey focused on people's happiness. If we're talking about the verb, to survey, the stress is on the second syllable. And this means to look at or examine all of something, especially carefully. The government surveyed the area before passing legislation to protect the land. Number 25, text. Has 1 syllable, simple, text. This is a word that many students might be familiar with because we're talking about the main body of a manuscript or book. And it's going to contain headers, notes, maybe graphs, even an appendix. This is a text. The academic text contained relevant information on our topic. Now in the comments, I'd really like to hear from all of you, and I'd like you to let me know, why would you like to improve your academic English? Why is this important to you as a learner? Also, please like this video if you feel like you've learned something new, and I would highly recommend that you check out some of our other vocabulary lessons if you want to continue building and expanding your English vocabulary. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.